the .22 long rifle. It's always held a really special place in American firearms culture. For a lot of us, it was the first rifle we ever shouldered, but it's also the cartridge that seasoned shooters rely on for serious trigger time, honing those fundamentals without burning through centerfire ammo money. It's the great equalizer. In 2025, the market is finally giving the .22 the respect it deserves. We're seeing manufacturers step up in a big way. This isn't just slapping a new coat of paint on a 10-year-old model. We are talking about serious, thoughtful redesigns. We're seeing advanced, lighter-weight materials, new barrel technologies that used to be reserved for custom builds, and smart ergonomic features that make these rimfires more capable and flat-out more exciting than they've been in a long time. So whether you're looking to dominate a local precision match, quietly hunt small game, or safely introduce a new shooter to the fundamentals, or maybe you just appreciate a rock-solid, reliable rimfire that stacks rounds right where you want them, this list is for you. We've put together 8 of the newest .22 long rifle releases for 2025, counting them down from number 6 to number 1. Each of these brings something fresh, practical, and absolutely worth a hard look. Number 6. The Bergara BMR-X 22 long rifle. Coming in at number 6 is the Bergara BMR-X 22 long rifle. Now, Bergara built its entire reputation on tack-driving, long-range precision rifles. When they introduced their original BMR, the rimfire world took serious notice. Now in 2025, the new BMR-X builds on that success and pushes it even further. This gives shooters a bolt-action .22 that is manufactured with the exact same attention to detail you'd expect from their centerfire competition rifles, but it's all packed into a platform that's still lightweight and relatively affordable. The first thing that jumps out at you is that carbon fiber barrel. Depending on the configuration you choose, it's a 16 or 18-inch barrel, and it comes fully threaded for your suppressor or muzzle brake. That carbon construction does a fantastic job of cutting weight without giving up the rigidity and heat resistance that are so important for precision work. What that means for you on the range is less barrel whip, better shot-to-shot consistency, and tighter groups, especially when you're feeding it high-end match ammo. The action itself is just buttery smooth. Bergara's bolt system in the BMR-X has been tuned with a short throw and a really crisp, authoritative lockup. It just runs in a way that feels more like a high-dollar precision rifle than a simple plinker. Plus, the rifle is designed to use Remington's 700-style triggers and scope bases. That is a massive deal. It means you have a ton of aftermarket compatibility right out of the gates. Whether you want to upgrade the trigger pull or change your optics mount, the whole system is modular and shooter-friendly. You also get detachable magazines. And unlike some rimfires where the mags feel like a cheap afterthought, the BMR-X feeds smoothly and locks in securely. The rifle ships with both a 5-round and a 10-round mag, and they are well built. We've seen 0 feed issues. The stock on this model is lightweight, skeletonized, and this is key. It's adjustable for both length of pull and comb height. That is a huge plus for anyone who is serious about dialing in their cheek weld and getting perfect eye alignment with their optic. You also get multiple sling mounting points and a flat-bottomed forend which rests beautifully on shooting bags or a bipod for steady bench work. Accuracy-wise, the BMR-X is just incredibly tight. With a good optic and the right ammo, you are looking at sub-MOA performance at 50 and 100 yards. It performs consistently, whether you're at an informal range day or shooting in a formal NRL 22 competition. For around $850, it's priced firmly in that premium rimfire category, but it's one of those rifles that absolutely rewards that investment. If you're training for long-range shooting, or you just want a .22 that performs well above its weight class, the BMR-X brings real precision to the rimfire world. Number 5. The Tikka T1X 22 long rifle. At number 5, we have the Tikka T1X 22 long rifle. When Tikka releases a rifle, people pay attention, and for good reason. The T1X has been quietly climbing the ranks among shooters who demand something that has a real rifle feel, but in a rimfire package. In 2025, Tikka has given the T1X a few small, but very impactful refinements, keeping it at the top of the list for shooters who care about tight tolerances, buttery smooth actions, and long-term reliability. What makes the T1X stand out immediately is just how much it feels like its big brother, the T3X. The action is built with that same famous silky smooth bolt throw, which honestly feels more like a centerfire rifle than a rimfire. And that is not a minor detail. It completely changes the whole experience of shooting, whether you're loading slowly from a bench or running that bolt quickly in a field position. It features a 20-inch cold hammer forged barrel. And while it is a bit heavier than some others on this list, that extra weight and stiffness really help with heat control and consistent accuracy. It's also threaded at the muzzle, so suppressor users, or those wanting to attach a compensator, will be happy to find that option built right in. Tikka gave this rifle a synthetic stock that is noticeably stiffer than most, and that's on purpose. It's reinforced for rigidity and features a more vertical grip, which is something target shooters and bench rest fans tend to prefer. The stock also includes solid checkering in all the right spots and a thicker butt pad that helps lock it into your shoulder. Not that a 22 has recoil, but it just adds to the comfort and control. Now here's a huge selling point. The T1X also accepts T3X compatible triggers and stocks. This means you have a massive, pre-existing ecosystem of aftermarket support. If you want to upgrade the trigger swap to a custom chassis or completely trick it out for NRL 22 competitions, this rifle gives you that flexibility without needing to visit a gunsmith. Accuracy is a non-issue. Most shooters are reporting sub-MOA groups right out of the box at 50 yards. And when you feed it the right match ammo, you can stretch that consistency out to 100 yards and beyond without much fall-off. The magazine system is smooth, reliable, and the mags themselves are rugged and easy to load. With a price around $700, the Tikka T1X might not be the cheapest option on this list, but it absolutely delivers one of the most balanced and high-performance shooting experiences you can find in the 22 long rifle space today. It's the kind of rifle that can keep up with your skill level no matter how far you decide to push it. Number 4. The Winchester Xpert 22 Long Rifle. Number 4 is the Winchester Xpert 22 Long Rifle. Winchester is a name that's been in the rimfire world forever, and in 2025, their updated Xpert 22 proves they are still paying attention to what shooters actually want. What's immediately noticeable is just how lightweight this rifle feels. We're talking around 4.5 pounds unloaded. That makes it an ideal choice for younger shooters, backpackers, or anyone who wants a rifle that's just plain easy to carry for hours. But even with that low weight, it doesn't feel cheap. The polymer stock is stiff and durable with a nice, aggressive texture on the grip and a slight palm swell that gives it a much more ergonomic hold than old-school stocks. The receiver and bolt are machined cleanly, and the action has a short, quick throw that's surprisingly smooth for this price point. There's not a lot of resistance or slop, and the bolt locks in with a positive feel, which adds confidence when you're chambering each round. The trigger is also significantly better than what you'd expect in this price range. Winchester calls it their precision rimfire trigger, and it's user-adjustable from about 3 to 5 pounds. It's crisp with a nice clean break that doesn't feel mushy or overly heavy. The barrel is 18 inches, it's button-rifled, and features a target-style crown. It's also threaded for accessories, and it seems to handle both standard and high-velocity 22 long rifle ammo with zero issues. Most shooters are easily getting 1-inch groups or better at 50 yards, even with bulk ammo. And of course, match rounds tighten things up even further. One of the most practical features, and one that often gets overlooked, is the integrated Picatinny rail on top of the receiver. Winchester made a very smart move by making this part of the design not an afterthought. Mounting your optics is totally straightforward, and you won't be fiddling with extra bases or weird proprietary ring setups. The Xpert uses 10-round rotary magazines that are easy to load, very reliable, and drop freely when released. They feel very similar to the Ruger mags, and the mag release is large enough to operate quickly, even with gloves on. At a price around $320 to $350, the Xpert is one of the most budget-friendly rifles on this entire list. But it still performs like something much more expensive. It's just a great pick for newer shooters, for youth training programs, or for anyone who wants a light, accurate 22 bolt action that won't demand a lot of maintenance or a big investment up front. Number 3. The Heckler and Koch G36 22 Long Rifle. Alright, number 3 is the Heckler and Koch G36 22 Long Rifle. Now this is something you don't see every day. We're talking about the iconic G36 platform completely reimagined in a 22 long rifle format. In 2025, H&K decided to shake things up by bringing out a rimfire version of their legendary rifle. And let me be clear, while this thing is designed for fun, the G36 22 long rifle is a serious performer built with real attention to detail. Visually, this thing looks exactly like a scaled-down military rifle, and that is entirely by design. It features that classic carry handle with the integrated sight, the correct folding, skeletonized stock, and the same aggressive lines that made the original G36 stand out. But this is not some cheap airsoft toy. It's a full-on polymer and steel-reinforced build with internals designed for long-term reliability. The rifle uses a blowback semi-automatic action, which has been specifically tuned to run both standard and high-velocity ammo. It's proven to be incredibly reliable even during long shooting sessions, where some other rimfire rifles start getting gummed up. The cycling is smooth, and the trigger pull, while it's not a match-grade trigger, is clean and consistent. It breaks right around 5 pounds, which is very comfortable for fast-paced shooting and general plinking. One of the best features is the 22-round magazine. It's designed to perfectly mimic the profile of the 5.56 G36 mags, but it's built specifically for rimfire reliability. It locks in with a satisfying click, and the rifle feeds cleanly without the hang-ups or misfeeds that sometimes plague high-capacity rimfire setups. Shooting the G36-22 long rifle is really where the fun factor kicks in. The recoil is minimal, just as you'd expect from a 22, but the ergonomics and the layout give it the feel of something much more tactical. You've got ambidextrous safety selectors, a monolithic rail system on top, and plenty of space for adding optics or accessories. Accuracy-wise, it's no slouch either. With that 16.5-inch barrel, you can expect 1-inch groups or tighter at 50 yards, especially with quality ammo. Look, it's not a precision match gun, but it's more than accurate enough to hit targets reliably and stay fun even across longer range sessions. At $599 to $650, this is definitely a niche rifle, but it's one that a lot of shooters are very excited about. Whether you're an H&K fan, a G36 collector, or just someone who wants a 22 that looks like it belongs on a Spec Ops team, this is hands down one of the coolest rimfire releases in 2025. Number 2. The Springfield Armory Model 2020 Rimfire Classic. Coming in at number 2, the Springfield Armory Model 2020 Rimfire Classic 22 Long Rifle. Springfield Armory has been making serious waves in the rifle world lately, and with this Model 2020 Rimfire Classic, they've created a bolt-action 22 that just hits all the right marks for craftsmanship, for accuracy, and for long-term use. This is not some stripped-down entry-level gun. This is a precision tool built with pride, and in 2025, it's becoming one of the go-to rifles for shooters who demand more than just casual plinking. The second you pick it up, you can feel the difference. The woodstock is beautifully finished, available in classic walnut or upgraded checkered variants, and the inletting and hardware all feel tight and perfectly assembled. It's not overly heavy, but it carries just enough weight to give it a grounded, balanced feel when you shoulder it. You get a 20-inch barrel that is fully free-floated and cold hammer forged, and like many high-end rimfires now, it comes threaded for suppressors or comps. The accuracy here is the standout feature. Springfield guarantees sub-MOA performance, and most shooters are reporting, and we are seeing 0.5-inch groups or better at 50 yards with good match ammo. Internally, the action is smooth and built off a scaled-down Remington 700 style platform, which again means you get great trigger compatibility and plenty of upgrade options. Springfield includes their adjustable Gen 2 trigger, and it breaks cleanly right around 3.5 pounds straight out of the box with minimal creep. Now, one of the most appreciated features is the magazine system. It is cross-compatible with Ruger 10/22 style mags. This was an incredibly smart move by Springfield. It means you immediately have access to tons of magazine options, from the standard 10-rounders to higher capacity mags, and the feeding has been tuned to avoid those common rimfire hiccups. There's also a 60-degree bolt throw, which helps with faster follow-up shots and provides easier scope clearance for your knuckles. And the bolt itself is just incredibly smooth for a rimfire rifle. All of this makes it an ideal rifle for serious target shooting, for youth training where quality matters, or just for adding a classy rifle to your collection that you know will perform in the field. At $699 to $800, the Model 2020 Rimfire isn't a budget gun, but it absolutely brings centerfire level quality to the rimfire space. It's accurate, it's gorgeous, and it's ready to shoot the moment it comes out of the box. Number 1. The Ruger 10/22 Carbon Fiber. And at the number 1 spot for 2025 is a rifle that takes one of the most iconic rimfires of all time and gives it a modern update that actually means something. The Ruger 10/22 Carbon Fiber. This rifle doesn't mess with the core of what made the 10/22 so successful. Instead, it focuses on shaving weight, dramatically improving balance, and keeping that legendary, undisputed reliability that shooters have trusted for decades. What sets this specific model apart is the carbon fiber tensioned barrel. This design, which wraps a strong, light carbon fiber sleeve around a steel barrel liner, drastically reduces weight while maintaining the rigidity needed for consistent shot placement. You still get that classic 1022 feel, but the front end is noticeably lighter and faster to swing. This makes it perfect for fast-paced target transitions or for long days in the field where fatigue can start to creep in. It still runs on that tried-and-true blowback semi-auto system. But Ruger's engineers have fine-tuned the bolt and the recoil spring, allowing for smoother operation across a much wider range of ammunition. Whether you are feeding it budget-friendly bulk rounds or premium match-grade stuff, it just runs. It runs reliably, and it seems to stay clean longer. The stock is a new synthetic design that's not only lightweight, but it's also textured and contoured much better than the older basic carbine versions. And Ruger added M-Lock A slots up front on the forend. This is a very welcome touch for those of us who want to easily mount a bipod, a flashlight, or just get our sling points exactly where we want them without having to drill into the stock. And of course it uses the same legendary 10-round rotary magazine that made the 1022 famous. It's still easy to load, it's still dead nuts reliable, and it's still supported by more aftermarket parts than any other Rimfire on the planet. That right there is one of the biggest reasons this rifle is such a strong number one. No matter how you want to configure this rifle, the options are already out there. Accuracy-wise, this new carbon fiber model is pulling 1-inch groups, or better at 50 yards right out of the box with ease. Its lighter profile doesn't sacrifice that shot-to-shot consistency. It just feels more nimble without being twitchy. It handles like a tuned-up version of a classic because that's exactly what it is. With a price tag around $499 to $550, this model hits a perfect balance between affordability and high-end premium features. For new shooters, for seasoned collectors, and for longtime 1022 fans who just want a rifle that performs with a fresh, modern twist, the Ruger 1022 carbon fiber is the one everyone is talking about in 2025. And there you have it. 6 of the newest 22 long rifle platforms in 2025 that people are genuinely getting excited about. So which one of these rifles caught your eye the most? And what's its mission? Is it a trainer, a competition gun, or a new woodswalker? Let us know down in the comments below. If you found this breakdown helpful or even just interesting, go ahead and hit that like button. And make sure you subscribe if you haven't already and click the bell, that way you won't miss the next deep dive. If you've got a friend who's thinking about picking up a new 22 this year, feel free to share this video with them. It just might save them a lot of time and headache at the gun shop. Thanks for watching. Stay sharp, stay safe, and we'll see you in the next video.